Hello, buongiorno. Welcome to your second Italian lesson with me, Elena. So, did you practice what we learned in the first lesson? The alphabet? Okay, great job. And I was thinking, since your trip to Italy is getting closer, I thought we'd do something a bit different today. Perhaps less boring. So, I thought we could look at some common Italian slang words and useful phrases that you definitely need to know in order to understand and speak Italian like a local. Okay? Be aware that some of these words and phrases aren't so polite, so just be careful when you use them, okay? The key point here is that from today on you'll be able to understand them, the phrases that we are going to look at today, and I'm sure that when you go to Italy you'll definitely be hearing them a lot, okay? So, have a seat and let's start our lesson. So, the first slang word I'll teach you is dai. So, D-A-I, dai, which means come on, hurry up. So it's widely used, and again, it basically means come on. So for example, dai, sbrigati, siamo in ritardo, which means come on, move, we're running late. So it's a very common word to encourage someone to get moving. So for example, dai, andiamo means come on, let's go. So you can try and say it. Dai, andiamo. And if you go to Rome, you'll hear a different version of this word, but it still means the same thing. So, come on, which is dai. So, I'll just write it. Oops. So, the Roman version is dai. Correct? Okay. Now, the second common phrase we'll cover is non mi va, which which means I don't feel like it. So, non mi va. Okay, so this is again widely used in many situations. You'll often hear children saying non mi va when someone asks them to do something that they don't want to do, which basically is everything. So this means I don't feel like it. So if I ask you ti va di studiare matematica, which means do you feel like studying math? You'll answer non mi va. Okay, great. Okay, next word is b a s t a. Basta. B a s t a. Basta, which translates to stop or enough. So, for example, basta con queste scuse, which means stop it with your excuses, or basta con questo chiasso, which means enough with this noise, or stop this noise. So this is pretty clear, right? Okay, you try and say it. Basta. You can also use it on its own. For example, if someone is I don't know, maybe yelling at you. I hope that never happens, but if someone is yelling at you and you're getting tired of it, you can just say basta. Okay, yeah, it's quite useful. Okay, now we'll move on to something that is not actually a word. I'm pretty sure you can't find it in an Italian dictionary, but nevertheless, it's really common. So it's just 3 letters. Bo. So B O H. Bo, which means I don't know. So you can say bo whenever someone asks you a question and you don't know the answer. You can say bo. So for example, dov'è tua sorella? Where is your sister? You can say bo. And again, it means I don't know. Bo. Exactly. Bo. Or if someone asks you quante persone, quanti abitanti ci sono in India? So how many people live in India? You say bo. Bo. Okay. This is quite easy to remember. And again, the locals use it all the time. Okay, next word. Ma che? M, a, c, e. Ma che? Ma che? Ma che? So this means of course not, or certainly not. This is a pretty strong way, a pretty determined way of saying of course not. So if someone says I'm sure that no, sorry, I meant to speak in Italian. So if someone says di sicuro l'esame andrà male, so surely the test will not go well, and you reply ma che, so of course not. And this is actually an encouraging way of using it. Okay, so you try and say it. Ma che? Ma che? Yeah, it's the accent at the end can be quite tricky, but you'll get used to it. Okay, next we have, let's say, an expression which is very, very common, and it's in bocca al lupo. So, in bocca al lupo, and it translates to break a leg, or simply good luck. So break a leg, good luck. And in bocca al lupo literally means in the wolf's mouth, and it makes absolutely no sense, but we really use it often here. And again, it's used to wish someone good luck with their endeavors. For instance, if you say ho un esame domani, so I have an exam tomorrow, you would say in bocca al lupo, so good luck. And the other person replies with crepi, so crepi, and crepi means to die, so may the wolf die, and it comes from the verb crepare, which means to die. So if someone says to you in bocca al lupo, you reply crepi. Okay, excellent. Okay, another extremely common word is f, I, g, u, r, a, t, I. Figurati. Figurati, which means don't mention it or don't worry about it. So, a great way to reply to grazie is figurati. Yes, so if I say grazie per il regalo che mi hai fatto, thank you for the gift you gave me, you would say figurati. Yes, figurati, which is, I think, a nicer way of saying prego, which is you're welcome. This is a lot more used. Okay. Okay. Next expression is che schifo. And in English it means gross. Gross, it sucks. It sucks. So, che schifo. And this is one of the expressions I warned you about in the beginning. Be careful when you use this one because it can be offensive. So if you're eating at someone's house for dinner and you don't like the food they gave you and you say che schifo, it's very, very unpolite, and you may make someone angry. So be careful with this one. Other than that, it simply means gross. So how gross, it sucks. You would say che schifo. Yeah, it's a pretty strong expression. Okay. Wait, you try and say it. Che schifo. Okay. Okay. Next word is cavolo, which means damn. So cavolo is a way of saying damn, although the word actually it literally means cabbage. So cavolo is cabbage, but Italians use it to say damn. And it's also used to express surprise. So for example, Ho vinto 1.000 euro. Cavolo, che fortuna. So, I won 1,000 euros. How lucky. Okay? Or damn, how lucky. Okay. So, surprised. Or, for example, cavolo, ho perso il treno. Damn, I missed the train. So you try and say it. Cavolo. Correct. Okay. So next expression is another very, very common one, and it's figo or che, figo, and it translates to cool. How cool. This is also, as I said, widely used, and everyone says it. It's also easy to pronounce and easy to remember. Okay, so figo. Che figo. Okay, you try. Figo. Correct. So okay, next one is magari. Magari. So it means maybe. I wish. So if someone asks you, vieni alla festa domani, you would say magari. So, are you coming to the party tomorrow? I wish. So, again, it's used to say maybe or I wish. Now, you try and say it. Magari. Magari. Or for example, if someone says, perché Luca non è venuto all'allenamento? Magari ha la febbre. So, why didn't Luca come to the workout? You would say, well, maybe he has a fever. So, magari ha la febbre. Maybe he has a fever. Okay. Okay, another good one is, I'm sure you've heard this one before. Mia. And it literally means my mom, but the real translation is my goodness. My goodness. So to say mom a little bit in every situation. So this expression is very common and you'll hear it a lot. And I think you should memorize it. And it's also pretty easy. So for example, if you want to, you could say, Mamma mia, che buona questa pizza. So, my goodness, this pizza is delicious. Or you can also use it, for example, if someone is annoying you, you can say, Mamma mia, lasciami stare. So, my goodness, leave me alone. Okay, great. So, these were the expressions that I prepared for you today. We can definitely learn a lot more in the future, but I think these ones were the most common and also the ones that will come in handy, okay, for your upcoming trip. So let's just do a quick test, okay? So if I want to say I don't know, what would I say? Bo. Correct. Bo. And if I want to say you're welcome, or actually don't mention it. So if I say grazie per il caffè. No, it's figurati. Figurati. And if something is really gross, what would you say? Che schifo. Che schifo. Okay, you remembered that one. What if I want to say, wow, this is a really cool TV. What would you say? Che figo. Che figo. And if I want to say, come on, let's go. Yes, dai, andiamo. And what if you're getting really bored during your Italian class and you want to say, stop it? What would you say? Basta. Yes. Okay, don't worry. But on that note, I think we can end today's class. So I hope today's class was useful and that you learned something. Be careful when using those not so polite expressions. And we still have a few classes before your trip, right? Okay, so I'll see you in your next Italian class lesson. Okay? Okay. Ciao, ciao.